Welcome to today's explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this because, honestly, we're looking at one of the most incredible, mind-bending stories in the history of science. We're going to explore a single experiment that literally shattered everything scientists thought they knew about reality. It proved that the very fabric of matter is not at all what it seems. This is the story of electron diffraction, hands down one of the most important discoveries in all of quantum physics.
So, to really grasp just how wild this is, I want you to imagine a bizarre scenario. Picture yourself throwing thousands of tiny solid bullets at a wall. You'd completely expect them to travel in straight lines and hit the wall in this random scattered cluster, right? But what if, instead of hitting the wall in straight lines, they magically organize themselves to create a beautiful, rippling wave pattern? Sounds totally impossible. But as we're about to see, that is exactly what happens if those bullets are actually electrons.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before the 20th century, scientists believed the universe was, well, essentially simple and perfectly organized. There was this very strict division in the classical view of physics. On one side, you had matter, which consisted of tiny, solid, distinct particles. And on the other side, you had light, which behaves strictly like a fluid, predictable wave. Everything had its place. The rules of the universe seemed completely settled.
But as you might guess, that neat and tidy classical view didn't last. In 1905, Albert Einstein came along and completely disrupted this comfortable little framework. He showed that light, which literally everyone was absolutely certain was a wave, could actually behave like a stream of individual particles, the very things we now call photons. Suddenly, light had this dual nature. And Einstein's discovery of photons raised a fascinating, almost absurd question that totally shook the scientific community. Think about it. If light, a wave, can act like distinct particles, could solid particles also act like waves? It sounded like an impossible paradox. I mean, how on earth could a solid piece of matter act like a ripple on a pond? Which brings us to Section 1, de Broglie's bold prediction and the math behind the mystery. To try and answer that impossible question, in 1924, a French physicist named Louis de Broglie stepped forward with a truly revolutionary idea. He proposed that every moving particle in the universe actually possesses a wavelength. He introduced this beautifully elegant formula, lambda equals h over p. So the crucial point here is that lambda represents the wavelength, h is a set number called Planck's constant, and p is the particle's momentum. In simple terms, this math dictates that the faster a particle moves, the shorter its wavelength becomes. Now imagine being a physicist in 1924, hearing this for the first time. At first, many scientists thought de Broglie's equation was nothing more than a neat mathematical curiosity. Sure, it was a highly elegant theory, but it was purely theoretical. There was absolutely zero experimental proof that solid matter actually had a wavelength. But that was about to change dramatically. Moving on to Section 2, the Davisson-Germer Experiment and proving the impossible. So we now move from abstract math on a chalkboard to a physical, real-world laboratory. In 1927, two physicists, Clinton Davisson and Lester Germer, were running an experiment in their lab. They were studying how electrons scattered from a nickel crystal, and their setup was remarkably straightforward. First, an electron gun fired a beam of electrons directly toward the crystal. Second, they just used a detector to measure exactly where those electrons landed after bouncing off. Now, what's really interesting here is the stark contrast between what they expected to happen and what actually happened. If electrons were just ordinary, classical particles, like tiny bullets, they should have scattered randomly in all directions after hitting that crystal. But that is definitely not what the detector recorded. Instead, the actual results showed distinct bright and dark regions. This is an interference pattern, literally identical to what waves produce. To really understand why this blew everyone's minds, we need to quickly review what diffraction actually is. Just think about water for a second. When water waves pass through a narrow opening, they don't just go straight through, they spread out. This physical spreading out of waves is called diffraction. We already knew that light behaves this exact same way. But remarkably, Davisson and Germer proved that electrons do too. Basically, when the electron waves encountered the regularly spaced atoms in that nickel crystal, the crystal essentially acted as a giant diffraction grating. It caused the electron waves to diffract and interfere with one another, sometimes constructively building each other up, and other times destructively canceling each other out. These characteristic bright and dark patterns are absolutely fundamentally impossible to explain if electrons were only tiny classical particles. It was the very first direct experimental confirmation that electrons possess wave-like properties. This takes us to Section 3, Wave-Particle Duality and how it changed physics forever. Let's just take a step back and see how rapidly this entire paradigm shifted. We start with the classical Newtonian view of the universe. Then, in 1905, Einstein proves light can be particles. In 1924, de Broglie predicts matter can be waves. And just 3 years later, in 1927, Davisson and Germer provide the hard experimental proof. The Electron Diffraction Experiment firmly confirmed de Broglie's theory and proved definitively, once and for all, that matter has wave-like properties. This realization forced the scientific community to accept a massive paradigm shift, widely known as wave-particle duality. Scientists realized that particles and waves are not two separate, exclusive categories of nature. Instead, every single quantum object can display both particle and wave behaviors, depending entirely on how it's observed and measured. This concept essentially became one of the absolute cornerstones of all quantum mechanics. Next up, Section 4. Powering our modern world and real-world applications. So why does this matter to you and me today? Well, because this brilliantly illustrates how theoretical physics actually shapes our daily lives. Electron diffraction isn't just a fascinating laboratory trick. It literally powers modern science and technology. Because electron waves are so incredibly small, we can use them in electron microscopes to reveal structures far smaller than visible light could ever possibly resolve. It's also actively used in materials science to determine crystal structures, in semiconductor manufacturing to build microchips, in nanotechnology, and in studying atomic arrangements in chemistry and biology. Without the discovery of electron diffraction, the computer or phone you're using right now simply would not exist. And the immense importance of this discovery was quickly recognized by the global scientific community. Just 10 years after the experiment, in 1937, Clinton Davisson shared the prestigious Nobel Prize in Physics for successfully demonstrating electron diffraction. His experiment took quantum theory from an elegant, mathematical idea and transformed it into a hard, experimentally verified reality. Electron diffraction ultimately revealed something extraordinary about reality. The universe doesn't always fit into our everyday intuition. Electrons are not simply little solid particles bouncing around like billiard balls. They're described by complex quantum wave functions that can produce interference and diffraction. It completely defies everything our daily human experience tells us should happen. This single discovery helped build the very foundations of quantum mechanics. It proved that sometimes the smallest experiments, literally looking at the tiniest, most invisible building blocks of matter, lead to the biggest technological and scientific revolutions. By seeking to understand the tiny electron, we open the door to the technologies that shape our entire modern world. And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. But I want to leave you with a quick question to ponder as you go about your day. If you could travel back in time and witness just one famous physics experiment in history, which would you choose? Would it be this electron diffraction experiment, the mysterious double-slit experiment, Einstein's photoelectric effect, or maybe the Schrödinger's cat thought experiment? Think about it. Thank you so much for exploring the incredibly weird and wonderful quantum world with me today. And as always, keep questioning the universe around you.